Howdy. Hey y'all. So, hello YouTube. Hello everybody that doesn't subscribe. Hit that button. Hello everybody that does subscribe. Keep watching. Maybe you learn something. Maybe you won't. Here's one thing to learn. When your phone holder starts getting all cattywampus, whatever you want to call it, fix it. Right? My little Chinese piece of crap decided it was going to come loose from its own little hole, and now it spins in a circle. So whenever I try and record, y'all are looking at me all like that. But no matter, I got the Gorilla Glue working on it right now. He's back there beating on it, trying to get it to stay stuck. So I know I'm behind on my numbers, and I know I gave some roundabout numbers the last couple of weeks, or the last week, or whatever. I haven't put any numbers in my computer in 2 weeks, so I'm going to do a quick run over on 47, 48. This is 49 that we're in now out of 52. So 4 more weeks in a year, 3.5, depending on how you look at it, as far as work goes. So week 47, which ended the 28th, it was about 2907 on 1,837 miles for $1.58 a mile, with net profit of 56 cents a mile, which is not bad, but it's not good, because it's weird, because it actually got me it got me better than what I was making as a company, just barely, and got me almost what I was making at the last place I was at. But then again, as I said before, they take out the MMA and all that, so that's still your income, still counts towards you. Just think, if they take the truck back, then you get you got to take that off of your income, because they stole it from you. They didn't steal it from you. If you treat the truck like crap, or you don't follow the agreements, that's a payment out of pocket you're going to have to deal with. So $1.58 a mile. The expenses were, I only paid $532 in gas, which was about 29 cents a mile, as opposed to my usual 30 to 50 cents a mile. 29 cents a mile is about average for a good mileage week, it looks like, because I spent about what I should be spending on fuel, right? I had a $12 scale. They took out the tolls that week, which were $68.63, and I added up all my tolls for the whole 22 weeks that I've been driving, and I'll wait to see what it is at the end of the year. But there was 1 week where I had $302, because when you first get out there, if you're not watching yourself, and since they no longer pay for tolls, it got pretty crazy that week, right? So 68.63, that's pretty good. That's about $15 a week or so. And state fuel use tax was unfortunately right at $102. I had it down to 5 last month. Now it's back up to 102. It's probably going to be higher the next one, because I haven't been running any of the states that I run where they charge a buttload of tax. So overall total expenses were $1.02 a mile, which ain't bad. Now last week, which was week 48, I drove 1,284 miles. Wait a minute now. Tuesday, Wednesday. Came home Wednesday. Stayed home. Went back out. So that's 4 days. Oh, and so week 47 was $146 a day. Last week, week 48, was a measly $46 a day profit. Let me tell you, because it was Thanksgiving week, right? So I was trying to get home. But you got to also understand, on week 47, which was the week before, I was trying to get home, right? So I decided to go to Atlanta early, and I sat pretty much for 2 days, if you want to call it that, because I couldn't find a trip moving at all. Sunday I got there and I tried to get my Qualcomm fixed, which didn't work. And then Monday I sat there all day looking at trips that did not meet the qualifications of me trying to get closer to the house, as opposed to running back out to my running area, which is what I would have liked to have done, but I couldn't. And besides, there was a storm moving up in that area, so I was like, I don't know if I want to play with that. And I didn't. So I told y'all that story on the last video. You want to rehash, pause this, and go back to the other one and watch that video, and that'll tell you how that week went, and then come back to this video. So, week 48, last week, the week with the 3 loads, which were all screwball. I had $14.69 in revenue, but I had $300 in miscellaneous, which was a vehicle not used and a layover pay, because I got there within the scheduled time and they had to pay me because I sat forever. So what it is if you have an open window, like mine was 8 to 4, something like that. Apparently there was a miscommunication between somebody as far as the shipper goes and the brokerage, because they should have marked it down as 8, even though, I mean, you can pick it up at 8, but you have until 4 to get it. But if you get there after your appointed time, 7:30, whatever time I said it was before, I think it was 7:30. If you get there after your time, as far as the shipper is concerned, then you wait until they're available to load you. And by the time you get there, there's other people there that have missed their appointments that are waiting to load. Because for some reason, these people, I don't understand why it takes so long to load a truck. There is no... personally, I understand you're trying to cut down to the bare bones to make a profit, but when I was in that business, I would at least touch your truck. I mean, at least throw one pallet every 20 minutes or so on there if I could, I just don't get it. I mean, there's so many lazy people in the logistics industry nowadays that don't want to do anything for you, and they just don't care. But anyway, I'm not going to go on a tirade about that, because, I mean, if it was my warehouse, there'd be a lot of people fired, but then again, I'd have to do a lot of work, because nobody wants to work. Anyway, so I got there at 1-ish or 2-ish, 2:15, 2:30, and because I had an open window, if you get there within your open window, your detention starts, well, if your company, your detention starts 2 hours after that open window. If you're owner-operator, IC, your detention starts 6 hours after that window. They weren't going to load me until after 11 o'clock. And they started loading me, but it took forever. So I left there like, 4 o'clock in the morning and took off. It was done at whatever time I said it was in there. If I said that, I don't remember. I don't know. But I left, I got some sleep, and I left, and I took off and dropped it in Midway, and then I went home. So, $300 for miscellaneous not accessorial pay. That's not accessorial. So, yeah, 150 VNU and 154 layover. And then I had a $22 scale. I'm sorry, a $12 scale, 10, that's nothing. And that was it for expenses, basically, other than the regular stuff, right? So variables were only $4.35 that week at 34 cents a mile. Fixed were only 89 cents a mile, because I barely ran any miles, so I wasn't able to make that a lower number. You sacrifice one for the other, right? So if I'm driving more miles, I'm spending more on variables because my fuel expense is going up, and possibly my toll expenses and my scale expenses and so on. So I'm losing out there, and I'm gaining one end, losing on the other end, but there is a fulcrum point that actually gives you a good rate. So needless to say, it wasn't all bad. I mean, total expenses were like $1.23 a mile, which sucks, but you know, I try and keep it at about 80 to 90 cents a mile. So my profit per mile was only 14 cents. But I did walk away with approximately $185. Hey, but you know what? The thing is around the holidays like that one, you want to get home, you can eat it all because you've been putting extra in all that time and just stay gone a whole week and cost yourself the truck payment and the other payments that you have to make to the company, or you can work it. And I see guys out there. So there's average daily revenue is $47, 46, 48, which sucks because 4 days, 3 days, whatever of expenses, and $46 in daily when you're supposed to get like $150, $200. Anyway, so you got to look at, and I've seen some guys do it the other way. They'll go home for the week and go and stay through Thanksgiving, and then they'll pull out. Personally, you don't know what's going to happen at the end of that week. So my own opinion, I like to be proactive, not whatever the opposite of that. What is that? Preactive? Post-trip? Post-active? I don't know. I like to be proactive. So I'll do, because Thanksgiving was Thursday, what I was trying to do was cover everything, or almost everything, between that Tuesday and Wednesday, and then come Monday, jump out there and do the final. So, and that's what I did. So what I had was actually going to cover more than I originally had in there. It was going to cover just the same amount. If I hadn't I actually got a little bit more out of it because of the way it fell. So I would have been about $150 less. I was actually going to break even because the VNU covered the loss, the 150 year. Actually, I got $20-30 more because my trip canceled, and I got a VNU out of it than I would have if I just took the trip that I was going to pick up there in North Georgia. So it all worked out. It all worked out really well, actually. I'm glad I came out ahead. Can't really complain. I would have liked to have been able to just go from the grocery shipper to the other one and then head this way and keep my 2 hours, but since I made extra out of it, it's no big deal. Anyway, that's it for 47, 48. 49 ain't looking so good right now. I got 32 lined up. I had 34 lined up. My middle load canceled, so after I was, not this trip, not the one before it, but the one before that. So I had 2 trips out. I had 3 trips out. I had my Monday to close out last week, and I had Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, into Saturday lined up. So my Thursday canceled, which left my Friday going from Kathleen to Ocala, and there was nothing to get me to Kathleen, really. I was actually going to Kathleen from Ocala because I had one going from North Carolina to Ocala, then Kathleen to Ocala, and then I was going to work from there. But it ended up almost the same, and I'm losing 200 now, kind of. I don't know yet, because it's $200 less for the trip I took before this one. I bounced this one out, but I couldn't regain the 200. Sometimes you break even, sometimes you lose out, and sometimes you make more. It all depends, but I cannot find a trip out of Newton, North Carolina. Not Newton. This one here I'm taking to North Carolina and Nashville. So there's nothing coming out of there that I want to take me anywhere that makes money. So I've decided that if the weather's going to stay in the 40s and 50s, I'm going to head back to the Midwest and stay below the I-90 interstate, because I don't want to go into Michigan or Wisconsin or Chicago or anything like that unless I absolutely have to. And absolutely have to means my truck breaks down and it drags me there, but in a tow truck or something. I'm not going to go above the 90. I'm going to stay below that. Now, my mentor stays below I-40. He's already started doing that. I didn't use him much. I mean, I got a few tips from him and then just started rolling. So basically, I've learned all this, what I'm doing now myself. So far, I've been able to kick up my pay per mile, but this week didn't turn out as well because I lost some mileage. I added it up wrong too. I thought I was doing it $1.25. I'm doing actually more than that. So after this trip, it'll be, I did my math wrong. So I was adding up $1.47 a mile, but I was adding my Monday into it without having Monday's pay in there. So I got to redo my calculations. Anyway, hopefully my little thingy will get fixed so I can hang my phone up next time whenever I make one of these videos. But that's it for those 2 weeks, the actual numbers. I'm sure y'all were waiting in anticipation for that nonsense. And other than that, I really got nothing. It is hard for me to work this southeast area. I mean, I found some good roundabout trips to bounce me in a nice big circle. I'd like to keep it in a closer knit batch. I've done a lot of deadhead, which has been keeping me out running more. I don't like to do this much deadhead. I actually found how I can, run up there in Indiana, Illinois, and just do a 50-mile search, and about 80% of the time, I can go from one location to another within 30 minutes and pick up. And I haven't had a problem doing that. I just started getting the hang of that. And now I got to come back over here. So I guess you could say up there I was learning what to look for. Down here, I don't know what to look for. I mean, I know what to look for getting out of the house, and I know what to look for kind of getting out of Carolinas, but the only thing I see coming out right now is going to Virginia. I don't want to go back to Virginia. I'm sick of Virginia. And now I got to start running it again because I'm trying to stay away from snow, yet that's not helping either. At least it's all off the highway. Anyway, I don't know. Hit that like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notified when I put new videos out. If any of this interests y'all. If it doesn't, there's plenty of other people out there that are a lot more interested than me. And there's a lot of dullards out there. Who says dullards? Nobody says that anymore. Oh, silly kniggets. Anyway, I got to get to this trip. They want it's 9 o'clock. They want a super clean trailer. I hope it's clean enough. I'll be hauling me some tobacco. Never done that before. Hopefully they'll take me with this trailer. It's a 13, so it's kind of old. No stickers, no nails, nothing. So you might as well just said food grade. But y'all keep the left door closed, keep the hammer down.